Good morning. I welcome you all to this daily update. We want to look at our instrument and see where we are and the signs that we are seeing. Now, this is US dollar index. I'm first going to look on these at the daily time frame. We're sure that this is wave 1 and wave 2, and the internal structure of wave 3, and this is wave 3 that has completed here. So it's 1, 2, 3, a big 4, and this is a big 5. Now, this big 5, are we ending it yet? That's the question that we've got to answer. Is there any potential that the price may still break the top? We're going to look at all of that. But it does look as if what we are seeing now, it's the final wave, of wave 5. So are we at the 505 or whatever it is? We're going to dig in and look at it, because price may fall from here. Price had broken this, broken this, and broken this as well. Every corrections we've ever had, price had broken it on US dollar index. We can see price had broken it here. So will the price still go up more? So we're going to answer that. But what we should expect once we begin to come down again from US dollar index is at least a correction of this entire run, a correction that's at least minimum. So at least 50%, we should get to 50% correction of this entire run, and look at what price is going to give us. If this indeed is deep enough to have corrected the whole run here from top down here, so price may continue to break this bottom once again. But if price makes it and give us a 3-wave correction to the downside, because it's a manner of correction to the downside that would tell if we are done to go up one more time, or that the price is going to come down. So we're going to look at all of that. It's not what will take one day, 2 days, or 5 days, or 1 week, or 2 weeks. It will definitely take more than 1 or 2 weeks, except if it's impulsive, then it's going to really break sharply to the downside and continue its course. Now, looking at the DXY, is pretty much the same. You can see the same configuration: 1, 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And the same thing you're going to get on the euro dollar. You're going to get the same thing on the euro dollar, on the probably reverse direction now. So reverse direction, are we done? So we're going to look at all of that. So we are almost there. We are almost there. We are almost there. If we are not there yet, we are almost there. So let's go to 4-hour time frame and look at the blue box. What we are seeing, this looks like a 5 waves almost being completed. So we're already getting this reaction at the proposed area yet that probably we are likely going to see. If this is 1, 2, and a 3, if the 3 is here, and this is 4, and this is 5. So if what we are seeing is like this one is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 here, then which means that this 3 supposed to come here, and this 4 supposed to come here, and we are seeing a 5, then we are going to be breaking down from here. So price may break down from here, but what I can see is that for me, it's like we're just breaking this trend, support. We may have broken it here, but breaking it here, price didn't come down. So we are not, visited this area. So for me, this is just a 1, a 2, and a complete 3. So we might be seeing a 4 to the downside, but the 4 should not break beyond here because this is 2 here, and this is what we said 3 now. So if we should violate this area, most probably this red area, then the wave to the upside is completed and we will be coming down. So that is what it means. So if you look into the DXY, it's going to be the same. We're already in the blue box area. So we are seeing that we're already in the blue box area and we are seeing this. So again, the same way, this is 1 and a 2 of the last wave of 5. And what the question now is, where we have this 3, is 3 here and 4 here and 5 here, the same way that after seeing this one as a possible 4 of 3, because I will see this as 1, 2, a 3, 3, 4, and the 5 of 3, that's what I will see now. And this price action may mean that we are coming down to do a 4, go up one more time, probably kiss this area or break the top one more time before coming down. It's possible. But with this price action coming down and we are going to break this area, it means that we are done and we are correcting big. So anything is possible now. So we should be, watching the way and manner we break these levels. This will be the level of structure of what we will term as a big 4 of this particular sequence, which is the last sequence of 5 in green. So 3 in green, 4 in green, and are we done with 5 in green? For me, I still think that this is 3 of that 5 in green, and we're going to do 4 of it and 5 of it. So we still have one more wave to the downside, and it looks as if we're about seeing that one more wave to the downside. Go up one more time before we begin to run to the downside. So, of course, you may pick yourself from here on the DXY or your buy, and we're going to look at all of that. So let's go to Euro dollar, and without wasting much of our time, so let's see what we have on Euro dollar. Now on Euro dollar properly, we have crossed that trend resistance now, and this is the area of 75 or 76.405, and this is 78. So we are just seeing a slight breach, and of course, if you had picked this as your entry point, you should be triggered by now. But the way price is going up, we're going to look at it. It could be a recipe for a change, or not. But whatever it is, it's either we come to this area, this is 2, and this is probably a proposed 3 at this point. We come to this area to come down. We're going to look inward and see counting this wave itself, because wave count is not as easy as, we say it. It's not as easy as we say it most of the time. So we're going to look into it and see where we are. So that is what I want to do now. Again, if I go into the daily, so what we've had so far, so we know about everything we've said here about this wave, and this is potentially could still mean that we are correcting, and this could be A, B, C, or B, and C. This one had gone in 5 waves, so we may be potentially correcting this to have a B or have a 2, because it can grow on to become a very big correction, or the last part of it, and grow to become, this one would now be a 1, a sequence of 5, and a 3 wave to the upside as 2, another 5 wave to the downside as 3, a 4 and a 5 before we run to the upside. So anything is possible. But again, like I said, the way and manner that this wave is going to correct, if it's going to correct in 3 wave sequence, we'll see. If it's going to go up through the first leg, once we complete as a flat, a 3 wave and another 3 wave to the downside. But what can mess us up is if it goes up after finishing this wave completely, goes up as 5 waves to the upside, then we are going to carefully be looking at how to navigate. If it's 5 waves to the upside and a 3 wave to the downside and another 5 waves, so we are going to be looking at all that and how to begin to navigate. I'm going to touch on all of that. So let's go back to I said something. I said the way thing runs is not what we think most of the time, to say that okay, price is going to obey the trend, your trend support. So you can see how much it has broken into the downside. It's not about trend support now, it's about the wave count and how you see it, because this wave count was not completed here. So price went up. Of course, potentially they could truncate it, but the way we saw the price, we knew that price could still make a 4 here. And this is potentially a 5. We're not at the limit of 161.8 extension, which is at the base here. Of course, price also could turn up from here. So we know that. So let's see. Let's begin to go deep into it. So now this is the last wave. We know that this one is 3 and this one is 4. An extension to the downside is not completed, but of course it doesn't have to get there once the wave is complete here. So we can take this one as a 1 and a 2, and this as a 3 once it has crossed an extension of 161.2 to the downside, which I believe it has done that already. So taking these from origin of 1 to the end of 1 here and 2 here. So 161.8 taken, this is 161.8, slight breach to the downside. So that could go for a 3. And of course, we know that a 3, a 4 could happen in here. So you could have, if we felt like we didn't, at this point, we saw this as a 3 and a 4 and a 5 of 3. So because this is exactly where, around this area is where 161.8 extension is. So counting it and the fib alignment, or what should I agree with, still tells me that now this may have closed 3. This may have just been like the first part of 3 and a 3-4 and a 3-5. So of this particular wave coming down. So 1 and 2, this may have been a 2, a 3-3, a 3-4, and a 3-5. That's the way it looks now. So we may now be seeing the last correction of 4 to the upside. But once we breach this area, is the first thing to tell us that breaching this is like the price is almost done. And once you get there, this is the last. You must not break this if you still intend to come down. So if we break this to the upside and we are correcting down, that should be a wave 2 of this wave of the new move. If you should break this structure here. But on the lower time frame, the structure already has been broken. Been broken for a change of trend or a deep correction, or been broken for the last 4. So it could be anything. So we're going to look into the 1 hour. Now, looking into the 1 hour, of course, we saw this, and we believe that this is where 3 is, a 1, a 2, and inside of a 3, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4. This one went in like a zigzag. Of course, a 3-wave, or let's say a 5-wave here, because if you look deep, it might be a 5-wave here, and a 3-wave to the downside, 1, 2, 3 to the downside, and it is a 5-wave to the upside, a truncated 4. So like this, if you go deep, you'll see completing this wave. And this looks like the 5 waves to the downside to complete this move of the 3-5. So if it is 3, 3-4, and a 3-5, this looks more like a 5-wave. So we're going to go deep and see on a 15 minutes time frame if indeed it's a 5-wave. Wave count, it will be cumbersome, but we have to try to. So this is where I said if you had picked your entry, but you have not missed much because price may still come down. So now this is 15 minutes time frame. Like I said here, this is like 3, the inside of a 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, and 3, 5. And this 3, 5 should come down in 5 waves. So, and looking at here, this is a 1, a 2, maybe a 3, a 4, 5, like a zigzag here. Then the last one here, this is A, then A, B, C of a B, and the last wave of a B, and we saw a C here, running in 5 waves to the upside to complete this leg of A, B, C, or 4 of 3, and this may just be 5 of 3. So if it worked like that, let's see. This looks like a 1 and A, B, C of a 2 of 3, and that here we see this one coming down as the 3 of that 3, of the last 5, 3, 4, and a 5 to have finished this one. So I believe that we have finished this completely. And again, to know that if we have finished this completely, does it agree in terms of count, of wave count? Because the move started from here. So we're going to see this as a possible 1 and a 2 to the upside. Do we have an extension of 161.8 here? So that's what we are going to look at now. Because this is the fourth part of the move, the minor 2, 1, 2. So let's look at it from that origin here to the end of 1 here, and back to the here. So 161.8 is here, which is broken. So this could just mean the end of that wave. This looks like the first part of 3 and the 3, 2, and I believe we have finished that wave. I believe we have finished that wave. Another thing that is possible, because we have to look at all these things in different views. We have to look at it in different views. Another views we can look at is that if this is 4, and we say that this is not wave, the first wave, for now, we can see that this one, like a 5 go to the downside, 1 and a 2. In case you think this is 3, 1, and I say this is part of 3, 2. So in case you still think that this is 1, assuming you think that this is 1, and this is what? A 2. That is A, B, C of a 2. So this 2, is it completed? You may even think that this is A of a 2, and this is B of a 2, and the C of a 2 is coming up. In that case, if it happens like that, that is too big anyway, but anything is still possible. Now, we have to look at this coming down, and you say this is A. What kind of retracement is this to the downside? We're just teaching on possibility of how to look at wave. So this is almost at 161.8. So if that is the case, you call this a B, which may have, of course, sorry, an A and a B and a C. Of course, you expect this one to go up in 5 waves, and it means that it should not exceed this area in terms of extension. It should not exceed 123 extension if it's still part of the correction. There are things you do to quickly align yourself that this thing that is going up might still be part of this correction of this is the limit. This is the limit. Now, we are teaching this will be a limit if you take that the whole of this is 1 and this is A of 2, B of 2. Of course, because it's almost 161.8, the C should not be more than 123 extension of A to B, then to C should not be more than this. So price breaking this to the upside tells you this is a new wave, and that means the correction has ended here for 3, and that this is going into a new wave. By breaking this structure to the upside, potentially this wave of 4, of 3 here, and that we're going to see now. So the first is to break this, to tell ourselves this is not A, B, C anymore of this wave. Then the second is to break this to tell ourselves that this is not a 4. That means a 4 has been completed somewhere here, or 5 has been completed somewhere here, and is a new wave. Probably we will say that this is like, okay, it has completed. We can now say that probably this is a 4, a big 4 of that wave, and this is the last wave. But looking at everything here, this still looks like the 3rd wave, and we're going to see the 4th wave. So those are 2 areas, and this will be a tough call for now. So we still want this. I think in terms of wave count and what we expect, we still want this to probably go up, finish 4. Then we know that 4 has ended. Then we're coming to the last time, and the last wave, of course, may be truncated without hitting this base. So this will be an area of, picking another 2. So that means we are going to, if we get a price action to the downside, any from here to the downside, then you should be counting 5 waves to know when it ends and pick your order to buy. I haven't said that. Now let's look at this new wave, the way it's going up. This is either a wave C going up. If this is A, B, C, it's either a wave C going up, or it's either a new wave of correction of 4, which may go up also in a zigzag. So we're going to look at that. Now, but for this one going up in a zigzag, there are things we have to mark now. We've got to mark, and these are things we will do on the bigger cycle once we begin to correct big, or that we have changed trend. It's still the same process. So to take that, the first reaction occurred here, and this is the second reaction that is occurring here. So what we are saying now is that this may be a wave 1 and a wave 2, or A, B, and this will be a C. Now, but whatever it is, if we take this as A, B, C correction, and it's not an impulse, it should not exceed 161.8. That's what we are saying. If you look at this correction here, and we'll say this is like an ABC. So if this is ABC and not 1, 2, 3, so we're going. So at what point would this stop being a 1, 2, 3? Where it will stop being, stop being an ABC is at this level here. This is 161.8. It will stop being an ABC at that level, and it will be a 1, 2, 3. So, and if it's a 1, 2, 3, it means that if it breaks here to the upside before correction, so it means that it's going to be a 4th, a 5. So we'll see. This is still in the making now, but what we can see here is that these had violated an 100 extension for now. This had violated an 100 extension for now here. So 100 is taken, you can see is taken. So, and 123 is at this range here. So 123 is here. Price had reacted for now at 123. Price had reacted for now at 123, which is supposed to be the end of a zigzag ABC correction if this is A, B, and a C. So a break to the upside technically will mean that this is not an ABC correction of these to come down. So it's probably going into an impulse, but once we break here, it could be the first part of reaction of a big 4, and we'll see how it goes. So it's important that we follow this as it's going. But then it has broken structure. So the immediate structure that has broken now is this structure that's been broken. So if structure was created here, this one came down. So we are going up into another probably a wave up now. So, and we are going to see how far it's going to go up. For now, this is a base to break as we are going up. This structure is taking, and gradually we'll see how it comes up here and probably break this structure as well to the upside. But for now, we should still take this as a potential for to come down one more time. I think that ends it.